Hey, Creekside fam, thanks as always for clicking on these messages. Good to be with you again. I wanted to jump on here and kind of circle back to this last Sunday as we took that time that morning to spend a little time in one of the Psalms. We're going to do that for many of these Lenten Sundays in the weeks leading up to Easter. Really kind of just harnessing and pausing with the season of Lent to do what we need to do within us, our own interior work individually and as a church, to reflect, to enter into that Lenten spirit, not just in the classic way, but also in light of all that's going on within us and around us, again, individually and as a church. It's as someone who's a pretty high optimist, and just my personality is such, it's really easy for me to just kind of push forward, move on. But I think we really need to take some moments, some days, some season here to really pause, reflect, and as we did this last Sunday, lament, perhaps confess, just simply be with God. And as we talked about this last Sunday, sometimes we have words to articulate that, what's going on within us. You know, on the surface, we might be like, I'm all good. But deep down, there's stuff that we need to process and work through with God. So sometimes we have words for that, and other times we just don't. And so I wanted to just underscore kind of what I shared and invited everyone to be doing during this coming month leading up to Easter. If you were there on Sunday, maybe you'll recall it. If you weren't, then great, you're catching it now. But really want us to kind of just sit and saturate in the Psalms for this next month. And as much as possible. And in fact, the invitation I gave on Sunday was to go through the whole book of the Psalms over the next month. And that might be, again, overwhelming to some when you think about, oh, there's 150 Psalms, but the little tip or trick or habit that I was sharing on Sunday was a way that you can kind of approach it with 5 Psalms a day. And you can do it in a very grace-filled way so that if you happen to miss a day, that's okay. And if you don't get all 150 Psalms, it's not about checking off X amount of Psalms or getting through the whole book of Psalms. The invitation here is to be in the Psalms. So if you have some other way you want to do this, that's totally great, do it. But if you don't, you can do it this way. You can simply look at what day it is today, and you can then work your way through the Psalms based off of that. So today, when I'm recording this, is the 17th. And so you would go to start with Psalm 17 and sit with that, pray through that, and then you would jump by 30s. So go Psalm 17, Psalm 47, Psalm 77, 107, 137. I think I did that correct. And if you don't get through all 5, that's okay. And if you miss a day, don't feel like you have to go back and do the other numbers. Just start in the day that you're in. Again, just let this be a grace-filled invitation. But the whole point is, again, just be in a psalm each day, even if it's just one. And really use that as a place to pray and to worship God. Some Psalms you're going to read and you're going to be like, this is not so much what's going on inside of me, but amen, cool. Other Psalms might really bring about words that there's no way you would have thought of putting it that way. And you might find that, hey, maybe you hit a Psalm that's like, this is it. This is my Psalm of the season right now. And maybe you just stay on that Psalm for multiple days or for the whole month. I don't know. But I want to invite you to be in that reflective, meditative space, which is what Lent in part really invites us to. But again, as we are doing on some of these Sundays, to be able to do that together also and in a season together. So that's the invitation. We won't be in a psalm this Sunday in particular. I won't be preaching in that way. We have a special morning that has something to do with something coming up this May, and I'll leave it at that so that you are just like, oh, what is it? What's going to happen? And you come and join with us, whether it's in person or online. So anyways, that's it for now. Thanks as always for clicking on these little messages, and see most of you on this Sunday. Bye.